hopefully, yeah, you should be able to hear me now. Something's wrong with my PC. Why do these settings not save every time? I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like something is up with my PC because I turned Precision Boost Overdrive on. I don't know. It's just a crash, just like crashed out of nowhere. So yeah, we're gonna just try again and hopefully don't crash this time. Fingers crossed. I don't really know. I can't really go back and monitor what happened with my stats because my I don't know, my PC crash. I don't know. This is why I often come back to the. I have to come back to the thought of whether or not I should try to run this PC as my streaming PC. And, or I mean, Jesus Christ, I could actually build a third one. Well, no, that's not true. I would need a graphics card. I have almost enough parts to build a third PC that I could use as streaming if I really wanted to. I'm not really. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if I can get a cheap graphics card, I mean, like, I don't need something special. Something that can. I mean, ideally an Nvidia graphics card would be good. Or hey, you know what? Honestly, if we're being honest here, if if I get a 7900 XT or XTX, that would give me 3 graphics cards. So I could build a third PC just to stream with. So if my main PC crashes, the stream would still go. That would be nice. But yeah, like I said, I don't know exactly what happened. PC just shut down. I mean, no blue screen, no warning, no nothing. Just black everywhere all of a sudden. And then immediate reboot all on its own. So, which is good. That's what it's supposed to do if it crashes like that. So there's no, I mean, it didn't. There's no error screen. It when it booted back up, it didn't ask me to go to the BIOS. It didn't tell me to run setup or nothing. Just went straight back to Windows. So it don't really. The only difference that could have possibly caused that I can think of that's changed in the last week that I've been using this PC is like this morning I went to the BIOS and I made sure Precision Boost Overdrive was turned on, but there's another factor. There's another option in there that actually that allows you to I can't remember what it's called. It's PBO, it's Precision Boost Overdrive is what it's called. PBO Max something where it actually gives it a little bit extra of a boost. I turned that on. That's the only difference. And that's the first time that PC's done this. Like the full system crash. So we'll see. But I digress. That's not see, I don't get why OBS it's like it's weird. It doesn't save any of the settings. Like anything that I had going the previous time it was open, like I had to reselect my Yeti mic as my microphone. It went back to like the default device not connected. Like, what? No, it should be just be the way it was when I left. There's no option to like save your setting or whatever. I mean, maybe why can't I even select profile? That's weird. Let me see. No, there's nothing to like save. Log file. Crash reports. No, I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna move on. We're gonna try again. That's at least like the thing that's nice about this now, about like Call of Duty now, is at least from what I remember, back in the OG days, like at modern, like Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2 and 3, if you quit a game, or if you got lagged out, or if you crashed out, if you left a game for any reason at all besides the game being completed, then you wouldn't keep any of the experience that you earned for that game, including with your gun, and you lose it all. If I'm remembering that correctly. I don't know. You would lose it. So yes, no, that was it. That was yep. So because this is how I remember that. Listen to this. This is how I remember that so specifically. Because back when I was playing Modern Warfare 2, I started playing Halo 3 first. That was my first-person shooter game, like multiplayer that I played. Ever. I didn't play Call of Duty 3 before that, which was, I think, their first multiplayer on like the major platform. Is like Call of Duty 1 and 2. I can't remember if those were just on PC or like. I thought you could get Call of Duty 2 on like Nintendo GameCube or something. I don't know. I think I remember that. I can't remember. I don't know. I never played those games. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was my first game I played of Call of Duty. Anyway, Halo 3, I'd been playing that for a year already before Modern Warfare 2 came out. So then Modern Warfare 2 came out, and I was so used to how the experience worked in Halo 3, the way that their ranking system worked, so I was never exposed to any other kind. The way Halo did it, they don't do it anymore this way. It's different, but the way they did it way back, and it didn't change for at least 3 games, maybe 4. I think they went into Halo Reach. Halo Reach changed it all. No, it was just Halo 1, 2, and 3. This is the only 3 games where they had the ranking system like this. For a game that you played, I think it did matter what game, how much experience points you'd get, but their experience was different. There was, in order to determine your rank, it was a combination of your experience and, God, I haven't played in so long. What the hell was it? Your experience and your rank? I think, because it was like, I might need to look this up quick, actually. Hold on a second. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm going to try to look this up quick.
Dude.
I'll say ranks. Oh, yeah. If I can just see some, like, screenshots even of it, if I could. Skill level. That's what it was, a combination of experience and skill level. That's what they call it. So your skill level had to be a certain skill level, and then you had to get a certain amount of experience. What that meant was, at some point you had to play a ranked playlist if you ever wanted to get to is it only, why is it only 2 stars here? Okay, maybe it increased in stars, I think, but 5-star general was the highest that you could ever get. That's or wait a second, hold on, playlist ranks. Hold on a second. Actually have an Oh yeah, this is all it right here. Okay, sweet. So I don't even have to go by my memory. This is all right here. This is how it worked. Experience points. After a matchmaking match, players are awarded XP as follows. You get 1 XP if you win. You get 1 XP if it's a tie, but if you lose, you don't get any. But this right here, this is different than Call of Duty. You get penalized for quitting a game or betraying your teammates. A, You cannot betray your teammates in Call of Duty. They don't allow that unless you play the playlist that allows that. Friendly fire, you know? That's Halo. Every game is friendly fire. You can accidentally kill your teammate. It's possible. There's no, at least back in this, I can't remember if they changed it now in Halo 3. Halo like 5 and 6, you know, the newer ones. I haven't played really any multiplayer of Halo or Halo Infinite. But Halo 5, I played a shit ton of that, and I don't remember you being able to kill your teammates unless you splatter them. I think they changed that. They changed that. They made it so the only way you could kill your teammates is if you run them over. So that's but back in the good old days, man, a stray rocket blast, a grenade could kill him. A Spartan laser. If you're getting your Spartan laser ready to shoot a tank that's level, and your teammate walks in front of you as you fire that gives your teammate the option to boot you for betraying them. It's just like, I can't tell you how many times I got booted when it was a complete accident. That's one of the worst and best parts about Halo. It's just like no other game could give you an experience like that you don't have a choice about. You know, like if you want to play hardcore in Call of Duty, you can. It gives you the choice, but Halo didn't give you that choice. So it's so many times my Spartan laser, I'm like, right as someone just walks right in front of me as they're just running, boom. I got what was in the background, the Warthog or tank, whatever it is. I got it, but I also got my teammate, and then all of a sudden, black screen, and I'm back to the menu, and it gives me a message: you've been booted for betraying your teammate. So I lost. Not only did I get booted from the game, but I lost an experience point. So, so that being said, also, if you get booted for betraying or quitting so many times in a row, you'll get banned. Actually, you'll get the ban hammer on you. It's temporary. It's never permanent. They'll never permanently ban you for quitting matches. But I don't know. I got banned once for like a week, I think, because I rage quit like 5 times in a row. I was having a bad day, and they laid the ban hammer down on me for a week. I couldn't log on at all. I mean, I could play custom games and stuff. I could play the game, but no matchmaking at all. Could not do any kind of online. So, well, I could still bring friends into like my custom game. We could still do that. It's just I was not allowed to play any kind of random online stuff. So anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. That's what I was used to for a year. That's all I knew was this. Then I got to Call of Duty, and I remember how much I loved it. How much I loved the mentality. The mentality, dude. I think it is. Okay, hold on. Give me a second, bro. I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna quit this game. I'm sorry. I just noticed my stats up here. Let me show you. This right here. This is my usage right here. This is what I was talking about earlier. See how that dropped to 4,800? It's been sitting at 4,950 for a while. Okay, like even before when I had the 5900X in the Crosshair Extreme motherboard, that never sat at, okay, it's like bouncing between 4925 and 40. That never did that. It never sat up there for that long, and I was just idling in that game. I wasn't even using the game. It was just sitting there. So, I mean, my GPU usage over here was at 95, 96, which is normal, you know. Over here, when that CPU was in my other motherboard, that would bounce between 4,800 and 4,950 a lot. And 4,800, 4,900, 4,950, 4,900, and then back down to 48. You see a lot of jumps between this right here, 48, but I never really saw that. I think that's why my PC crashed. Look at that. It just sat. It sat on 49. That's the max. Sat on 4,950 for... God, I can't even... For like almost 2 minutes straight. Yeah, I don't like that. But in order to change that, I have to restart my PC and go back into the BIOS. I'm gonna keep it that way for now. If my PC crashes again, then I'll go straight into the BIOS there and turn that off. I only turned it on because I didn't see that number up there getting above 4800 much. I was like, dude, you should be going up to 4900, 4950 every so often. Just because I changed the motherboards shouldn't make that happen, but it does. It does affect like the VRMs, the everything that's programmed on the motherboard. It matters. So, I mean, this motherboard is no slouch. It's a Crosshair Hero 8. It's no slouch of a motherboard, but it's definitely a downgrade from the Extreme that I had it in. It's for sure a downgrade in there. I mean, the only CPU that you could put in my Crosshair Hero Extreme that is a more powerful CPU is one tier up than this one. The 5950X. That's it. You can't. There's no CPU in that socket that is higher than that. Because now the 7950X needs a new socket. So, like, that motherboard was built for the 5950X. So that's probably why I got such good performance out of it without it ever crashing like that. It was bouncing 48, 48 to 4950 constantly, and it was just living there until I was idling. This idles all the way back down to 36, which is normal. But that's interesting. I never really. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. I've been having some issues with it too, like random issues here and there. Like sometimes when I go to turn it on, it won't turn on. The power button won't turn on. Like it's on. It's got power. The power supply's turned on. The lights on the motherboard are lit up like just the backlights that say Hero and stuff, and when it's off, those are lit up and stuff. The RAM is still lit up. It's dimly, but that's normal for it being off. So the PC's got power. The power thing's plugged in and everything, but that power button will not do anything. I have to shut the power supply off, turn it back on, and then it works. I don't know. There's also a noise it makes when I turn the power supply back on that I really don't like, and I tried to identify where it was. I think it's my spinning drive, because I have a 2 terabyte a hard drive in there as a backup drive for this PC. It sounds a lot like it's coming from that, and it would make sense. It sounds the sound it makes is like a motor, like a really quick little, just like that, just a real quick little. It's like a motor buzz, but like a half a second work just to. Right as I flipped, I'm like, that PC shouldn't make that noise. They should not make that noise at all. What in the hell? But if it is my spinning drive, I'm not too concerned about that, because like I said, that's just my backup drive for this PC. So plus those are super cheap. A 2 terabyte you can get one of those for like $40-$50, like a 2 terabyte one. It's crazy. It's crazy how cheap those have gotten now. Even the higher end ones, like the fastest spinning drives, like even those are like, you can get like a 2 terabyte for under $100. That's crazy. But anywho, I just realized the whole time I was like talking, like you couldn't even see my face. Okay, so anyway, I get so sidetracked. What I was initially talking about, let's just get rid of that. This is what I was used to: disconnecting from a match before it ends. You lose experience, and also when that happens, the next game you play, you do not. If you win the game, you don't gain an experience point. You don't gain anything, and I really never figured it out because it would seem different for each playlist. It was weird. It was like for regular Team Slayer versus Team SWAT. It's like if you lost a game in Team Slayer and then you won a game, you wouldn't gain anything. The next game you win after that, you would gain a point. In like Team SWAT, it was like maybe because the ranked playlists were different. But in Team SWAT, it was more like I remember if you lost, then you lost a point, but you needed to win like 3 games in a row to get another point. It wasn't 2 games in a row. It was like 3. I don't know. It was really, because that's the majority of what I played was SWAT after I realized how much I loved it. I don't know what specifically it was between the playlist, but that's not the main point of this. This is my main point, is that you needed an experience level and a high skill. So you not only needed to gain experience, but you needed to gain a skill level, and you could not gain skill levels unless you played a ranked playlist. That's the way that they did. Hold on a second. All right. I should say game types. No. Warzone was listed there, and that's not correct because I said Halo 3. Warzone wasn't even in anyone's vocabulary in accordance to a video game at that time. Warzone meant like a place on the planet where people are at war. In the real world. Vidmaster challenge. The freaking Vidmaster. God, I hated the Vidmaster challenges. There was one Vidmaster challenge to get recon armor that it was the Easter egg everyone wanted, and they went for it right away. It was great. Oh my god! Thank you. All right, sorry. Give me 1 second. Trying to figure stuff out with my cats here. What am I doing here? What am I going to do with this? Uh-oh. Yoda? Okay. Yoda? My poor girls. Um. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a trip to Cadot pretty soon. As much as I don't want to, I have to go get this stuff for the girls. Cause someone's got worms. I don't know which one, so I'm just getting medicine for all of them. But I might be taking Suki in soon for this hairball. I don't know if it's a hairball. that she's trying to hack up, but it's been over a week now, and she keeps doing it every day. So I don't know. The vet mentioned maybe sometimes they might puke up the worm, so that could be just trying to puke it up. Would you? My poor girl. Oh my god. But I'm gonna wait for a text back here, and then I will head out. Anyway, to finish my. I'll turn this on silent quick so I don't get distracted again, so I can finish my freaking thought here. My point is how much I love Call of Duty and their mentality on if you leave a game. This whole half hour is leading up to that. Halo was stupid. I always thought it was stupid the way they did this. I mean, if you betray your enemy, if you're like purposely betraying your teammates, okay, throw the banhammer down. You suck. You're no better than a cheater who uses hacks. You know, it's just like no, you're not playing this game for the spirit of the game. You're literally trolling. That's all you're doing, and whatever weapons that any that the rest of us can use against you to put you down, so be it. Great. But it's like that wasn't the case all the time. It was on an accident basis a lot, and that kind of sucked. Punishing you though by making you lose experience points, it's like, dude, that really sucks. That kind of sucks. And then Call of Duty came in. Call of Duty was different in so many ways. This was the biggest one, but another way it was different was that there were so many different guns to use. And you could create a class. Like, that wasn't a thing in Halo. You spawned with whatever gun was the main gun you spawn with in this game type. And then you could pick up guns around the map. But you can never customize your own gun. There was no ranking up guns in Halo. There was no, like, you start a gun at level 1 and you rank it up to this level, then it's maxed out. You have these attachments to do. That was never a thing. It was just simple. It was like the BR's the BR. You can't put a different scope on it to adjust your zoom. You can't switch the 3-round burst for a single burst or a full auto. It's not an option. That's the BR. Everyone has the same exact BR. So if you die against that other person, that's because that other person's better than you with it. No variables. There's no variables to, like, I loved that. I love that about it. But it was like that kind of changed the game though with Call of Duty and allowing that to that variability to be like, oh, now see, but in order to rank your guns up, you need to gain experience for them, meaning you have to get kills with them. That's the only way to really gain experience with a gun is by using it. What else do you use a gun for other than to kill things? I mean, it's, or, that's, obviously target shooting is the thing, but if you're in war, you're going to use the gun to kill things. If you beat them, I guess, I mean, I don't know if a melee kill counts as a kill with that weapon. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's the point, is like, that's the whole mentality of being able to rank up guns is using them. So why don't we incorporate that into, like, as a punishment for if they quit? They see if you quit the game, then you lose everything. You lose all the experience that you gained with that weapon. Like, you lose all of it. That's all you lose. You don't lose it. You don't go back in experience points. You can't rank down. That's it. That's actually the best way to describe it. You can't rank down in Call of Duty. You could rank down in Halo 3 and 2 and 1. You could rank down based on how you played. Based on how you actually, it really wasn't how you played. It was your wins versus losses. Halo was really big on win versus lose, kill versus death. They were big on that. There was no, like, individual, like, you have this much experience in this game to get to this level. No, it was like you get 1 experience point for a win, and you don't get 1 if you don't win. Good luck. Ranked was different. They had a different, like, system for the rank. That's what this is. Lieutenant. The only way to get to Lieutenant is if you got your skill to level 10. Notice how this is 0. This is your highest skill. So up to 300 experience. So you can play games in non-ranked game types, non-ranked playlists. Social Slayer, Action Sack was one, I think. There's a whole bunch of other ones that I can't remember. Big team, social big team battle, whatever. You don't gain any ranked points for those, but you do gain experience. Once you got to 300, you were a gunnery sergeant, but you would stay a gunnery sergeant forever unless you got your rank to 10. You could get this all the way up to 5,000 if you wanted. But if you got if you had 9 here instead of 10, you'd be a gunnery sergeant. The second you hit 10, you'll be lieutenant, but if you have 5,000 experience, let's say you have 5,000 experience, you play enough games in the social list to get 5,000, but you never played this. Every 10 levels up to 35, you would just go up this because there's tiers. There's like tiers in between this, a lieutenant and a captain, but they're based on the experience that you see. This is a first lieutenant. So yeah, this is it. Grade 1. There's a grade. So like once you reach, let's do this. Let's do lieutenant. Once you reach level 10, skill ranked, and you have 70 experience points, then you're a lieutenant grade 1. Once you get 85, you're grade 2, but it's a big jump to grade 3. You need a 200. Then from there, it's an even bigger jump to get to first lieutenant, the highest tier of lieutenant. Then you would stay there until you got up to captain. But if you already had 400 experience, then you would skip grade 1 and 2 and 3, and you automatically be a grade 4. Or no, you'd be a grade 3, but you have to get 600 experience. That's how it was. It's like you could have like, that's weird. Yeah, okay, so you could stay at a level 10 and just gain all this experience through social game types and get up to 400. Or you could like keep playing ranked playlists and keep your experience level at like say 85 here. Let's say let's say 100. Let's say 100. You're at 100. But you're at a level 15 here. So you're going to be a lieutenant, grade 2. That's where you're going to be at 100 experience total at level 12. If once you get up to 20, that 100 experience, that will get you to grade 1 of a captain automatically. So it's like a balance thing, kind of like this, like your skill points versus your experience. You have to get a certain amount of experience points with a certain amount of this to reach this. That was interesting. That made it very interesting. But how you attained the experience points was dumb. Win versus loss had nothing to do with how you personally played. You could have played like absolute ass the entire game, but if your team carried you and you won that game, you got an experience point for it, and that wasn't fair. And then vice versa, which is even worse. You could have carried your team and you lose. You could have went 20. You could have went 30-4. You got over half the kills for your team. You need 50 kills to win in a standard match in Halo 3. You could go 30-3. You could lose the game because the other team just killed the rest of your teammates more than you killed their entire team on your own. And that happens, and you don't gain anything for that, and it's really frustrating. But see, ranked, I don't know how they did this. It wasn't like this. It wasn't like you gained an experience point. Ranked, it doesn't show you what your progression in your rank, like you could be playing a game, and at the beginning of the game, it'll say on your little gamer, it'll say on your call tag or whatever, it'll say like 10 next to it in a big white letters. That's how people knew your rank, your experience, whatever. That never showed it. You have to like click on that person to see their experience stuff. But you always saw their emblem here. You always saw that. If it says 10 at the beginning of the game and then you win that game, that number could be 11. You won't know until you look, until you see after the game. There was nothing that told you that you ranked up in the. That's another thing Call of Duty had. That was just different. It was like at the end of every game, it tells you not just at the end of the game, but like in game too. Like if you leveled up, that little dun 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 dun, like oh sweet, I just leveled up, awesome. Even gave you a freaking progression bar at the bottom here in MW2. It did. They took that out for MW3, I think, and that was sad. But it's just there's a lot of cool things about that were different about this. But all I know is that you need 50 skill points and 5,000 experience to be a 5-star general. That was the highest you could ever get to. But you could go down from there. If you got to this level and you just never played another game, you would never lose it. You would never lose this at all, ever. But if you start losing games, it was dumb. It was really, really dumb. But I don't know, the way that they had it set up in Modern Warfare 2 just spoke to me a lot. So I think that's why I made the main primary switch to Call of Duty for like I still played Halo a lot. I played Halo 4 a lot. I played a lot of multiplayer on Reach, not nearly as much as Halo 4 or 3. Like 3 is like, God, all the hours I put into Halo 3. Holy Christ, Jesus! I played with 2 different accounts on Halo 3. That's how dedicated I was to that game. Good God. Now it's all gone. I mean, it's not, but I mean, you can never find a matchmaking game in the OG Halo 3 again. You gotta go to Master Chief Collection now. It's weird. Halo Reach is next. If they're going in progression of when games came out, Halo Reach will be the next to have their servers shut down. And then Halo 4. Halo 4, that's gonna be sad when I'm gonna feel really old then. Like holy, I feel super old now that the Halo 3 servers are shut down, but and when the Halo 4 servers get shut down, Jesus Christ, like that wasn't even that long ago. It's like 2011 and 2012. It was like 10 years ago that Halo 4 came out. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting okay. So I need to see. Oh, no, I did not get a text back. I think I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna like. Oh, some of my video did send. Horrible quality though, but I guess it had to in order to send it. Yeah, it's a bad video. Okay, well we're gonna. I gotta make a trip to Kadai, get some dewormer for the girls. And I'm gonna show them what's going on with Suki there. I took a video of it, her gagging thing, whatever, so I don't know. Hopefully it's nothing too horrible, but I gotta make that trip, and I'm not looking forward to it. But I have to. It'd be really cool if I could get. It'd be so cool if there's a place like in between here and Cadott where I could get like a knee brace, but there's just not. I'd have to go to Walmart. Or I mean I could probably go to Walgreens, but I'd probably pay, twice as much for it. So maybe the trip to Walmart would be worth it. If I could just find my old knee brace, that would be really swell. Like, it's feeling better today, so that's good, but I haven't walked on it a lot, so. I don't know if that's really. I mean, it feels better when I'm off of it. It's just, I don't know. I'm rambling about my health here, so. All right, I'm gonna hop off. When I come back on, I mean, my parts might be here by the time I get back. They're all coming through UPS, so UPS is usually here before the mail is. I wouldn't be surprised if he's here within the next hour and a half. So they might be here when I get back. When they get here, I'll be continuing Andromeda on stream. That will be getting done. So I should have all the parts I need to set the loop up. Yeah, so I'm gonna get to it. And then after that, God, that motherboard. I'm looking at that motherboard right now for the first time, like looking at it in comparison to the size of the case, and it's just, God, it looks so small in there now. But it's an ATX motherboard. It's a regular size motherboard and a beefy one too. It's freaking heavy. It's almost as heavy as the Crosshair Extreme. That's the heaviest motherboard I've ever picked up in my life. That one is freaking beefy too, and it's just so funny how small it is. It's just I'm not like this way, but that way. So how much room I have with the grommets, they're like how like okay, like honestly, like complete transparency, the Crosshair Extreme motherboard, if that motherboard would have not had the 90-degree ports on the right hand side of the motherboard right here, right along here, because the grommets are right here too. So like on most cases, that's where all your cables for like the motherboard, the USB ports, all that. That's where it all goes. They had like that that motherboard has the motherboard power, the SATA. I mean the SATAs are usually at a 90-degree anyway. They're not like up and down on the motherboard. They're usually on the side, but SATAs are there. The front panel USBs. That it's like that was all at a 90-degree angle, and it made it kind of difficult because the grommets were immediately right there. If either A, that Crosshair Extreme wasn't an EATX and it was a regular ATX, the size of this, those 90s would have been perfect. But I feel there's no way that would have been a thing because that motherboard has to be an EATX to provide the power it does for whatever CPU you put in there. I kind of want to put the 50 like the 5800X in that motherboard. I want to see how much I can overclock it. I mean, I really haven't tried that with the 5800X. I feel that CPU feels really good. I'm just using it. It just feels like I hit like a silicon lottery with that one. I don't know. I haven't tried it, man. Maybe I should. And maybe that should be the motherboard I should try it with. I'm gonna need a different. Maybe I should get a test bench. Or maybe, and stick with me on this one. I can 3D print one. I bet. I mean, there's a case. It's a PC case you can 3D print. I mean, it's. I would never do it, but you know, Linus did it, and made a test bench is much less complicated. Not like okay, a case isn't complicated. I mean, there's a lot of thought that goes into how a case is designed. Most of them, but um, I feel like there's a 3D print out there for a test bench. I do have carbon fiber filament. I haven't used it. I haven't used it yet because I feel like once I print with it, I'm gonna need to replace the gears on the extruder. So that might actually be good to use on because the gears on the Ender 5 might be due for an upgrade. I don't know. But yeah, I might look into that. But anyway, yeah, it would just be cool to push that CPU with that motherboard. Anyway, my point is, if either that motherboard was an EATX or if that motherboard didn't have those ports as 90s and just had them as regular on the motherboard coming out and you have to wrap around, it would have worked actually better. It would have been better to train those cables to make that bend than they had to make such a tight 90 bend immediately, like right out of the plug, and it's like, no, give me more space to have the plug go, the cords go up a bit before they have to come back around. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. Kind of sad to see like that case is an EATX case, and it's meant to put EATX motherboards in there, but like I don't think they thought that a motherboard would have ports on the side of the board like that. So because I mean the motherboard plug alone was just a process to try to get that in there. It was because it's like I didn't want to break it. I don't want to break the port on the motherboard or the plug. Like I'm trying to get it in there without forcing it, and it finally did go, thank God. But I don't know, it was stressful. This is like I'm so bad at these like Midwest goodbyes. It's crazy. Um, Anyway, I'm hopping off now. I'm gonna get dressed best I can, brave the cold, go to Kadot. I mean, it's I could get dewormer at like Walmart, but I kind of want to go there and like consult with them and stuff about that. I really love that clinic they have there. There's such nice But yeah. Anyway, I'm hopping off now, so I will be back on after I'm back. And yeah, if my parts are here, we will get to that. If not, then we'll play more Modern Warfare 2 and hope. Oh, I think I'm gonna use this opportunity now. I'm gonna go into the BIOS and turn that boost setting that I turned on. I'm gonna turn it off just to make sure. So, anywho, oh, I got that headset here. All right, well, tune in for when I'll be back. I'll be back on all day. No work today, so that's nice. That actually allows me to make my trip right now, so that's cool. I'll be back shortly. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, very soon.